Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's video, I'll be making this beautiful organza top with rose on it. Yes, we are going to be doing our own rose today and it's very easy. I used the softest organza fabric and it was 2 years I used for this video. Please guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. To all our subscribers, we say we love you. Thank you. Let's begin. We're starting with this top with our pattern paper, and this is the organza fabric that I have, and I'm using this to line it. Okay, so instead of leaving it that way open and wearing something on it, I'll just line it up. So I'll keep it outside. Before we begin, I've already drafted my pattern paper and I've gotten my chest line, my underbust, my waistline, and my blouse length. Okay, so for my chest line, I divided my bust by bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. For my under, I use my shoulder to under bust. Okay, then for the waist, I use my shoulder to my waist, and the blouse length where I want the blouse to stop. Then for the shoulder, my shoulder measurement is 16 divided by 2. I mark it 8 inches. Then I use 3.5 inches for the neckline, and I came down by 1 inch here. So in order for us to get the front neckline, I'm going to take this measurement. Then what I have is 7.5, and I'll be having 3.75. I'll be marking it here. Okay, so marking it here, and I'll be coming in by 1/2 inch. That is for the front. Then for the back, you just leave it that way, so I'll just connect it this way. For the back, just do normal connection. Okay, so we've gotten that part. This top is very basic. It's just a shirt, just a normal top without that. So my bust measurement is 10.5. okay, so I got 10.5. then I'll be using 1 inch for sewing allowance. Then I'll just mark my 1 inch here. Okay, so for my waist, the underbust measurement is not needed. My waist is 8.5. I'll be marking it here. Then I'll be using 1 inch for sewing allowance. I can add 1/2 inch for ease. Okay, so what I have here, I'm going to take it down. So what I have here is 9.5, and I'm going to put 9.5 here. Okay, then I can expand it a bit and add on this down part, because I don't want it to be just so straight. I'm just going to add 1 inch to it, just a bit. Okay, so I'll be connecting it this way. I'm just going to give it a bit of curve, and this point here, just wanted to make this top for myself, and I want to just wear it. Something I want to just wear, but I want to add the latest rose flower design that has been trending, so I decided to just do something for myself. So for the depth, I'm going to be using 3 inches, and then I'll try it on my neck. If it's okay, I will use it. If it's not, I can increase it. Okay, so then for the back, I'll be using 2 inches. Then we're going to connect it. I'm cutting the front and the back together, so you can use it to just basic top for yourself. Anytime you just want to sew a top without a dart, you can just use it to make yours. Okay, so there is no dart on it. And if the length is not okay, you can increase it, because the length I'm using for mine was 23. Back, then add 1 inch zip. Okay, so I'll be adding 1 inch zip for the back. So So on this part of the back, I'll be coming in by half an inch. This is the back, this is the front. You are going to take this and you are going to use it to cut your lining piece. So you cut out the back neckline and the back armhole, then you cut your front. Cut the lining piece first, then use it to cut out with the organza fabric. My gum for it, and I am going to be sewing on top of the gum. Then when I finish sewing it, I'm going to iron it on top of the dress and stitch it on it. Okay, so I folded it into 4 in order for me to get the circle, and I folded it into 4. You take your tape, and so what I have here is 8. Okay, so it depends on how big you want it to be. Okay, it depends on how big you want it to be, so I have to reduce it. I want to use 6 for it. I want to use 6 for mine instead of 8. Okay, so can you see it? I'm going to mark it. This is just mark it, mark the 6. You cut it out this way. Can you see what I'm doing? Just cut it out. So this is what we have. What you are going to do is you're going to come this way. This is the middle part, and this is the middle part. You're just going to mark an S on it, then we're going to sew around it. Okay, can you see it? So this is where we are going to start. We are going to put the first rows here, then we're going to start stitching. You stitch it round, you see it, you stitch the ring. Okay, you stitch it, just stitch it round until you get to this point. Then when you are done, you can take it as it is with the gum and iron it on top of it, or you can use the main fabric of your dress and you are just going to stitch it around. You are going to keep this aside now because we are done with this. We'll keep it aside and cut the straps for our rows. Then after cutting the straps for our rows, we are going to do the sleeve. This is it, and I want to be using 5 inch for it. Okay, so after folding it, I'll be having 2 inch. So I'm going to fold it into 2 and I'm going to cut out 5 inch. For my sleeve, I want it to have gathers at the down part, so the dress is just full of so many details. I want it to have gathers at the down part. You can decide on the type of sleeve that you want. For the sleeve, you are just going to figure out the size that you want for your sleeve. You can either do it low sleeve, because okay, let's say you've already done something for the upper part and you don't want so many details on your sleeve. You can just do a normal sleeve for it. Then if you want so many details on the top, you can also do the method I'm doing. You can do that with the gathers. I'm just going to open it up, then cut it very well, and I'm going to gather the upper part and gather the lower part, and that is what we'll be using for this sleeve. The sleeve is going to be like a puff sleeve. Yep, it's going to be like a puff sleeve. Okay, you are going to fold it in. After folding it, then draw a straight line, fold that end part of your fabric, fold it in and stitch it. Then you are going to come, give half an inch, then stitch it too, so that it will be the casing for the elastic that you will use, or if you are going to use rope for it. but I use elastic for mine. So I'm just going to draw a straight line for you to see what I'm talking about. That is going to be the puff of our sleeve. Then when you are done with that down part, it will be very easy to stitch it to the armhole. Okay, so I just cut out square for it, and that was what I used for the sleeve. Okay, let me show you how I join my organza to my lining piece. If you are using lace, for example, you are going to use double lining, right? And you are going to place the lace on the first lining, which is your satin. So that is what I did here. But I'm going to sew the neckline and the down part. Okay, that is the only thing I'm doing. But first you sew the neckline, turn it. After turning it, then you will now sew the down part. That's if you don't want to hem the down part, you want it to come together and look closed, sealed it up. Okay, but I'm hemming the down part, so I won't be doing that. I'll just be turning the neckline. So turn your neckline for both the front piece and the back piece, then you join your shoulder to shoulder together. Okay, do that for both pieces of your top. After joining the front and the back shoulder to shoulder, you are going to come to this next step. So we're going to join all the pieces that we'll be using for our flower. Okay, than this other part, but I'm going to still trim it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is you just fold it into two this way. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm going to fold it into two this way. Okay, then we are going to trim it to where we want it to stop, so I'll be trimming it to this point. To get the best effect, fold it into two. Okay, then iron it. After ironing it, you start cutting. So you can measure 1 inch or 1.5 inch, depends on how wide the pieces you are using are. Okay, those straps that you cut depends on how wide they are. So just cut it out, and I'll show you what to do next. When you are done trimming it, you are going to start stitch from that tiny piece that you have. You will stitch it down to the end of your pieces. Okay, you are going to join every side folded together. Okay, so you fold it together and start stitching. And this is how long it is. It's so long. I'm trying to get to the tip of it. So this is the tip of it, and we're going to start the gathers. Can you see it? It's coming up. Okay, so go to the tip of your rose and start twisting it. Okay, you twist it. We are trying to get our rose, so you fold it in. Okay, you are going to fold it in a bit. Just fold it in like 3 or 4 times or 5 times, depends on you. Then you tack that down part. After tacking that down part, you are going to attach it to the ends that we have for our base. While stitching it, while tacking it, make sure it's very strong. Okay, make sure it's very strong and firm. Then when you are done, take it to your sewing machine and sew around that circle that we drew. Okay, from the smallest part to the biggest part, so it's like a ring. So you are just going to sew around it. Okay, then after doing that, I'll show you what to do next. Be very careful while sewing. Please try to be careful so that you follow the lines that we drew on it. Okay, just be careful, slow and steady, always win the race. So don't rush it, just do it little by little and you'll get your desired result. This is the last part and I'm trying to close it up. So this is the last part. Just take your time and you get everything very, very well. Okay, take your time. So this is how big it is, and you can put it in the middle, but what I wanted for my own is to put it on the arm side, okay, the side of the sleeve. I just wanted it to be one side. So this is it. When I'm done, I can just easily press it in the middle of it, okay, then I'm good to go. Okay, but since that's not what I'm doing, I'm going to change the style and make it a bit smaller. Okay, I'm just going to tack everything a bit for it to be small, but this is it. You can just attach it to your top and you are good to go. I've reduced this side and I've joined my shoulder to shoulder together, so I'm going to attach it now to the shoulder side, and we are going to use, that is what we are now going to use for my top. Okay, so after attaching it, I'm going to tack it with needle and thread. That's what I'm going to use to attach it, but you can just sew it around, put in your sewing machine if you want to, and sew it around. But I'm using my needle and thread to tack it very tightly to the top. Then when you are done with that, you are going to join your sleeve to the top and join the two sides together, add your zipper, and you are done. So I'll do this now and show you how it looks. This is the sleeve, the down part of the sleeve, the wrist side. And can you see the casing that I made for it? After joining it, I'm going to add my elastic. I'm going to pass it through. So the elastic I used was I may use my wrist to measure it, and that was what I used for it. So you take your pin and pass it through it. Then when you are done passing it through it, tack it together. Then you go and attach the upper part to your armhole. So guys, this is it, and I've attached the sleeve, and this is how the puff we have on the sleeve looks like. It's so pretty. I actually love this top, and the organza fabric I used was so soft. And this is the rose on the shoulder of the top. Is so pretty. So you can put yours in the middle, make it very big and put it in the middle. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching today's tutorial. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bye, guys.